My name is Robert Neymeyer. I was born and raised in Parkersburg, Iowa, and grew up there. I had an opportunity to go to college, which was a bit unusual for the day, to go to college, and ended up at the University of Iowa, where I got my BA, MA, and PhD eventually in the study of history. From that point on, my wife and I decided to go into the Peace Corps. So in the early 1960s, we went to an island in the Caribbean called St. Lucia. This was not tough service at all because it was a Caribbean island while it was poor, and we taught and we lived at a very austere level. Nonetheless, we had a wonderful opportunity to interact ourselves with a whole new culture. In 1979, we returned from the Caribbean and we ended up back at Iowa City. Iowa City has that way of attracting or drawing back its people. We stayed there in the 1980s into the 1990s when I started a publishing company called Mid-Prairie Books. In 2000, the museum here, the Grout Museum, decided to expand. They had a group of veterans on the board of directors, and so they decided to expand the museum to recognize all veterans who served in Iowa, and in particular to recognize the service of the 5 Sullivan brothers, whose loss in 1941 was the greatest single family loss in American military history. I was able to write research and to write the text for the narrative for the story of Iowans who served in the military. And also then it fell to me to do some oral history. I found out that I was fairly good on that side of the camera. I felt that it was an important part of research and telling the story of Iowans and how they served. My daughter and my wife have been avid sponsors of the work that I do, and so I'm very pleased that they found it in themselves to, first of all, write the nomination, and secondly to get Kelly Sullivan, who's a dear friend and who we have brought her into the museum to help develop the exhibits, and Billy Bailey, who hired me on in 2002. I appreciate that they've done that, and it brings to the city a greater awareness of what we as a museum do. And that's an important part of, I think, the process of the nominations. By the way, I plan to stay around, and I will be here for the 1 over 100. So just book it now, would you please?